So I wanted to talk about a feeling that I've been feeling for the longest time, something that keeps coming back, and it's kind of hard for me to talk about, but I'll try. I have this feeling that I'm a burden to just about everybody. I feel like I'm a burden to society, to my friends, to my family, to everybody. And this feeling that I get is it's the feeling I get when I get depressed. I feel because when I get depressed, I usually just keep to myself. I isolate myself. I stay on the couch and I do nothing. So I'm not very useful. I don't contribute that much to society. I don't do that much. And I start feeling like I'm a burden on my family. I feel like I'm a burden to my siblings. Whenever I get depressed, that's just how I feel. Because I do so little and I contribute so little. And that's how I feel right now with schizophrenia and like hearing voices and stuff. I feel like not only do I not help my family and friends, but I feel like I take away from them. I feel like they have to spend all this energy on me, and it'd be like better if I was never born. I'm not suicidal or anything like that. I just feel like if I wasn't born, the world would be better off. That makes sense. Like, I'm here, so I'm gonna live, but I feel like I don't deserve to. And I'll tell my siblings that, I'll tell my dad that, and he'll say, no, it's not like that at all. But like, what are you gonna say? What, you gonna say what? Yeah, you are a burden? Because I know I am. Nobody's gonna tell you, hey, you're a burden. But it's like, how can I not be? I get disability every month. I take money from the government, and I feel bad about that. I feel like I should be doing more. I see my peers out doing stuff. Some of them have families now. A lot of them are out doing stuff with their lives, and I'm not doing anything. And I told my therapist about it. He gave me like this exercise. He said I should try to write down reasons why I feel like I am, and then write down reasons why I'm not. He just told me to look at the evidence and see whether or not I am determined on said evidence. And the reasons I came up with for being a burden was I take without really contributing. I'm a lot of effort emotionally. Like, every relationship I'm in, I need a lot of patience and a lot of time. And even with my friends, there's just so much more that you have to do when you're friends with me than with other people. Like, I'll get anxiety and at the last minute cancel, and I'll feel really bad. And I feel like if I was normal, you wouldn't have to do all that stuff. And whenever I get suicidal, I'm not suicidal now, but when I do get suicidal, that is like the number one feeling that I get. It's just being a burden to everybody around me, and that everybody will be better off if I'm not here. And that's how I feel right now. I don't pay rent. I don't do much of anything. Man, this is depressing. That's just how I feel. Anxiety who? In terms of reasons why I'm not a burden, although I do think I am, but he made me come up with some ideas. So this is what I've got. I babysit sometimes. I help with the chores sometimes. And I can be nice. That's all I came up with. That's the best I've got. I can be nice sometimes. I help out sometimes. To be honest, I don't feel like that's enough. So I've been trying to do stuff to make me feel like less of a burden. I'm trying to help even more around the house, and I babysit my little brother. He can be like so hellish. I mean, he's 4, so he's always running around, and babysitting him for a few hours feels like eternity because he always wants to go to the park. He wants to watch Paw Patrol. He wants to run around and play catch, and he doesn't know how to catch. I'm helping him learn how to read and write, and I hope that I'll be just less of a burden. I don't want to feel like a burden. I feel like a SpongeBob. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden. And I know I can't end my life. So I just have to make something out of it because I don't like this feeling. I don't like this feeling that everybody... No, I like being catered to, but I don't feel like everybody feels compelled to care for me. I don't want anybody to be forced to care for me. I don't know. So I'm gonna try helping out around the house and babysitting more. I don't know, I just feel so useless. I don't like this feeling at all. Please let me know if you feel this way, if you've ever felt this way. Because I feel really alone in this feeling like being a burden. I feel as though I don't contribute to society. I feel like my family would be better off if I wasn't around. And I feel alone. I know I'm not alone, but I feel alone. So if you've ever felt this way, please let me know. I can't possibly be the only one who feels this way. Like I'm a burden to my family with my schizophrenia. Like my family would be better off if I wasn't around, be happier if I wasn't around. I'm not gonna hurt myself. I'm here. So if I was to end my life, they would have to mourn, and that would be, I don't want to do that to my family. But I feel like maybe if I was just never born, my family would be better off. I feel like they would be better off. Would the world be better off without me? Like you're not gonna. I feel like you're not gonna tell me because you guys are awesome. You guys are the best subscribers ever. You're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, the world would be better off without you, Maya." Also, I think I'm gonna just change my name to Imani Imani because it's easier than Maya Imani Imani. But whatever. I feel like everybody is gonna say, "Yeah, that's not true. The world isn't better off without you," because that's the social thing to say. That's the socially acceptable thing to say. But let's be honest, you would, because I I contribute so little to society. I'm not good for anything. I half the time I'm not even here. I get delusions. It's so emotionally taxing to everybody around me. They have to put up with my shit. They have to put up with me being the way I am. And I can't help being the way that I am. And they have to put up with that. And I just feel like if they didn't have that in their lives would be a little bit easier. That's where I'm coming from. So please don't tell me that I'm not a burden because I know that I am. I know that I am. I just want to know if you guys have ever felt this way. If you guys have ever felt like you're a burden to everybody around you or just to some people around you, please tell me. Because I know I'm a burden to my family and friends. I just want to know if anybody else feels this way. Because I feel like such a burden. I hate. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry to my family that they have to put up with my crap. I'm sorry if you're watching this that you've got emotionally invested, if you are, in my crap, because I feel like I'm just so emotionally taxing. Let me know what you guys think. If this is what you're going through, if you can relate to this at all, please let me know because I feel really alone right now. I feel so freaking alone. That's just how I feel. Do tell if you feel this way. I really need to know because I feel ever so alone. I know that I'm a burden. I know I am. You can't convince me otherwise because of the way that I am. And I just want to know if I'm alone. I want to know if anybody else feels this way. I'm sure somebody somewhere feels this way. But I love to know what my lovely subscribers think because my subscribers are the best. And I'm sorry if anybody else feels this way because this feels freaking miserable. I'm freaking miserable. I know my family loves me, and they would never say otherwise. They would never admit that I am the burden that I am. So I'm asking if anybody else feels this way because I feel so freaking alone. I want to be normal. I want to work work a part-time job or a full-time job. I want to go back to school and I just want to be good. I want to be normal. I want to be like everybody else. I started hearing voices again. It's probably because I'm getting stressed. Like when normal people get stressed, I don't know. They don't hear voices. Like, why am I me? Why? I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad for whoever's watching this. I feel bad for everybody in my family. Everybody that has to put up with me. I feel sorry for them. Um, so let me know what you think. I'm gonna try and just do things that can make me feel like less of a burden. Just helping out around the house more. Maybe paying rent. Just something. 'Cause I don't like this feeling. I don't like it at all. It's just my depression, my schizophrenia. That's how I feel. This is how I feel. They're not going to admit it because they're too freaking nice. I'm sure that's how I am. So let me know if you guys can relate. I've been battling with that. I've been battling with this forever now. Ever since my first suicide attempt. I've just been like so sorry that anybody's had to put up with all this crap because they didn't sign up for this. You know, I feel like I'm a disappointment to everybody. I feel like I'm a disappointment to even just becoming a YouTuber. Like I don't do enough. I'm not enough. Why did I think I could become an influencer? What? I feel like I'm a disappointment to my family, to my father, and they'll never admit that because they're freaking nice. That's how I feel because I know I'm capable of doing better what I'm doing now, and yet here I am. I'm like a disappointment and a freaking burden. Anyways, that's how I feel. This has proved rather depressing. This has proved rather depressing. So I'm gonna go out, get some air. I don't want to get depressed. That's how I feel. So if you can relate, please tell me. Because there's solidarity in numbers, and misery hates company, and Lord knows I'm miserable. Please let me know. Please tell me I'm not alone. I don't like this feeling. And please tell me if you can relate. Because I feel very, very alone right now. I'm sorry you had to put up with me in this video. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me know. Please let me know.